Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so I'm here with this bunch of beautiful women, and what excites me most is that usually when we think about technology, we always think of men. Am I right? I mean, we all call our husbands or our sons to help us, but here we are a bunch of women going to talk about technology and robotics, and Mrs. Usha Iyer, who's going to share her thoughts.
A very good afternoon to one and all here. It's nice to see so many educations here and part of the panel being headed by Anupa. It's always a pleasure to be with Shanti and the others out here. And I think bang on what Shanti spoke, and all of you took a cue for this. But let me recall, all of us are almost 30 years, like I was about 3 decades, I'm in the field of education. But let's talk about 3 decades before when computers were introduced. How many of us were very jittery about computers being introduced? All right? A lot of very jittery. Oh my God, am I going to lose my job? Is it going to happen like technology is overtaking us and stuff like that, right? And after that, what happened? ERP. ERP was another change which happened, and administrators started getting jittery. Oh my God, if ERP is going to take over and everything is going to be done by ERP, library is going to manage, everything, finance is going to manage, then where is my job? But let me tell you, as Shanti ma'am said, human touch is required in all this. They cannot overtake us, but technology is required. For me, technology cannot be just, a separate entity ever. It's always a part of it. So now when we see lately, rather after the ERP and the computers, you could see that digiboards were introduced in the classes. And how many of you actually introduced digiboards immediately? None of us did. We kept thinking that digiboards, was it required? It's so expensive. And we can always have a PPT presentations. We can always go on. Internet was introduced, of course. Internet was there 10 years back. And then we thought, why can't we take something from Google and stuff like that? But then we thought digiboards was easy because the content was already available there. And we could always match the content along with our curriculum. This is what we thought about it, and we introduced digiboards. After digiboards, again, there was a sea of change. Recently, we hear about AI, that is artificial intelligence. We hear about robotics. We also hear about many more things like coding and stuff like that. And again, the NEP talks about concepts and skills. So each one of us are in a race. Can I have robotic as a subject? Can I have AI as a subject? Can I have coding as a subject, kind of a thing? But do you think all these as subject can actually, be implemented that way, or should be it a part of a curriculum? According to me, my views, Anupa, is it has to be integrated, it has to be part of it. Like, can artificial intelligence be used to make our lives easy? We talk about personalized education now in our curriculum. So AI can be really useful to assess the children and can see the levels of the kids and how far we can use AI. There are many apps available. You saw a lot of people presenting, so many of them, and everyone in this room is very confused. Which one is better to take it for their school? It's like that. But everyone is talking, but I think you don't know that internet is, rampant with lots and lots and lots of apps. Sorry over the people who presented it, but actually I use a lot of free apps from the net. And we actually form our own kind of judgment, which one is better for our children to do a collaborative project. I'm telling you, if you are again running away from technology, you shouldn't. You should make it as a part of it, because children can use it to do the projects, which is a project-based learning, which is happening in school. And again, it can be used as a part of your assessments, as Shanti ma'am also said, assessments, because there are a lot of apps, like I can tell you a few apps. We have got Prezi. I think till now you all have been using PPT presentations, right? Prezi is an app which is very, very creative. I don't know, many of you must be using Prezi. Are you using Prezi? Yes, it's very creative, and you can also put Prezi as a part of the account of the children, and they can also they can also see their PPT presentations when you're using Prezi. Similarly, there's something like Socrates. I don't know how many of you using that. I'm very happy to see a lot of hands up. And being a very digital conscious person as I am, I use a lot of apps like a Mojo, Class Mojo, and it's called Class Dojo. And the Class Dojo, again, it's very interesting. It talks about gamification. And games can be part of your class. So don't run away from technology. make it a gamification part of it, use a lot of apps which could be collaborative in structure, because we're not looking at children sitting like this anymore. We're looking at children sitting like this and collaborating. So there's a lot of change which has happened in our approach and our methodology. So let's look forward to it. Anupa, I think I am for technology, and I feel it is an integral part of our education system.
Thank you, Usha ma'am. Usha ma'am, you spoke about how you incorporate so many things into your classrooms, into your school. I just have a very honest question here. Do you find that your teachers became lazy after you introduced things like the digiboards and ERP and things like that?
No, I think it was like more hectic. They're working beyond the classrooms. Don't you all agree with me, principals and directors here? I think they're working about 24 hours. And that's why teachers have to be, they say it's a thankless job, and I should really thank this staff. Imagine that time when it was pandemic, and every one of us was looking at, which are the various apps we could use. And I really found Microsoft platform very, very useful. And that time we used Sway app to make newsletters. It was like that. And how adaptive they were. And that was amazing with the teacher clan. And I think our entire teacher fraternity, I want to clap for them, because it was amazing the way we switched over from this to this. And it was like, in a fraction of a time, we could think about various new ways of, teaching the children online and making it more creative. And as far as this digitalization is concerned, if you look at 2030 UNESCO goals, it's talking about absolutely like digital literacy. So remember that another 10 years down the line, the same jobs are not going to be available. It's more of coding, machine learning, and robotics and stuff like that. So we can't do away without that, So that's the reason I keep telling, we talk about 21st century skills. And everybody says, oh, we can make lovely worksheets with critical thinking. We talk about curiosity. We talk about creativity. Yes, creativity is a must. But don't you think there's amazing things which we can create with technology and being more creative on that? So that's where I'm thinking like the 3 C's and looking at giving the best to the children. Technology can be integrated. She talked about design thinking. Even our school is a STEAM school. We talk about science, technology, engineering, art and mathematics in a school, and art plays a major role in my school. And we do everything. We have farming and eco-farming in the school because we believe in hands-on. But apart from that, technology can't be done away with. So we talk about complete automation. So let's think about it, and let's look at completely automizing our entire thing so that we can save time. Because we have only that 8, 10 to about, say, 3, whatever your timings are in school. We only have that much time, and we have so much to do. And that's why I think this really helps.
Thank you so much. And I want to go back to your point that teachers have done an amazing job. So let's all give all our teachers a big round of applause, because they have really done a great.
Children are not going to enjoy it anymore. So if you're going to use the the technology as a part of your classroom, there's an app called Cold Turkey. I don't know whether you heard about Cold Turkey. How many of you heard about Cold Turkey? Use that app. It can actually block those websites which is unwanted, and they can concentrate on only those things which you are using. Because if you're using tablets or something like that, or using something with technology-based things, because they will not be able to surf other websites. So that actually blocks it.
So I will also add to what Usha ma'am was saying. So there is definitely behavioral issues associated with these kids. So that what Shant.
So we have this pressure from the hotel that the lunch is ready, and we have a small change. And just like before we proceed with the third and most one of the most happening panel, which is shift in the K12 learning paradigm, blended, flipped, and experiential learning, where we have the panel chair, Mr. Sami Ullah, who is the CEO of